Hey everyone, my name is Brent,
And I'm Corinne.
and we are Coldwater Paranormal. Uh, so yeah, hello, welcome to the our very first introductory video, of course. So we'll go from there. First off, we're glad you're here. Um, Second, hopefully, you're along with us, for this trip because we're along this is we're kind of new to this too. So we're what 3 investigations in now.
Um, Besides other ones we've been on with other people.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's who we are. Um, so the biggest thing we're hoping to do is bring along for this trip. Uh, that's the truth of it because it's interesting. I mean, for me, as a kid growing up, it was uh, it was we got our kids upstairs. Apologies. Uh, growing up, it was watching shows, kind of learning about the paranormal. So I really got interested. Wasn't really any kind of experience growing up that I really recall. Like about you.
I mean, my grandma's house was always creepy. So.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Always had the shag or orange carpet too.
oh, those are terrible carpets. Yeah. Eesh. Did you have the wood? Did she have the wood panel on the walls too?
No.
Like the fake that no. Okay. So, um, so that's how I got. For me, it's how I got interested. How I got started. Um, Obviously, how she got interested and started. Her house is creepy. Grandma's house is creepy. So, but how did we get here to this? Um, I don't know. How did we get here?
We went on ghost hunting trips with another group. That's how we got here.
That's true. And that was in February of 2022.
Um,
I think it was February last year, wasn't it?
yes,
I think
maybe.
it was February last year. So yeah, pretty sure. Either way, long story short is there's a place in Lima, Ohio called the it's a literacy council, and I forget if I saw it or you saw it, but there was an ad for it, and we signed up and got tickets to go. So for me, it's kind of surprising. She had no idea. Like I had no idea she was really interested in it at all. I was like, oh, maybe she'll go with me and whatever, because she's my partner. And so we went to this place, and you know, it was interesting. It was a group. It was a large group. How many? Like what? 10 or 15 people probably. It was quite a few. It was a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, but the long and short of it is that it was a fundraiser for the Lima Literacy Council, and the Literacy Council occupies this mansion, former mansion in Lima. They've been there for a long time, but a family used to live there, and so we go to this, and beyond seeing like TV shows like Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, Kindred Spirits, stuff like that. I used to have a few other personal things during my life before this. I never really got a chance to experience stuff like this, and like with using like instruments or like a spirit box or the Estes method or a K2 meter or any of this. I mean, I think I could probably agree, right? You didn't have anything like that either before this.
No, I've never even heard of them.
Yeah,
Because I don't watch the ghost show.
yeah, she doesn't. Yeah,
Because they annoy me.
yeah.
'Cause I think
So,
they're
so,
fake.
so to say that I had no idea. Okay, okay, some are definitely fake. Just so to say that I had no idea, about her being interested in stuff. That's why. So we go there. Um, there's 3 floors. There's like the main floor, the second floor which is like offices. And I think the third floor is like a ballroom or something. Wasn't there like 3 floors, or is this 2?
There's an attic.
There's like an attic or something up there. I forget.
But I didn't go up to the attic, so
Yeah.
I don't know. But there is an attic.
Anyway, so we get there. The downstairs is pretty, just felt normal, kind of whatever. And as you go up these stairs, there is 2 rooms off to the right, and then like a hallway to the left with some more rooms down there. And the right rooms were like the family's rooms. The left hallway and those rooms, they were like for servants and stuff like that. And when we first got there, we went to the room to the right, which was the woman's room. Like, I forget her name. It escapes me right now, but it was her room. And when we walked in, it felt weird. Like, what did you feel when we went in that room?
Are you talking about upstairs?
Yeah, upstairs.
Well, I mean, it just felt different, but like I guess the thing of it is you just don't really understand the difference unless you go on it. So like I guess that's what, like I feel like you're like being a little bit long winded. Like, are you just talking about like the experience itself of going on the ghost hunt? Like,
yeah.
Like I guess like what are you trying to get to? Like what point are you getting to?
This is our first time going there.
Okay, so like each experience is going to be different. So get to the point. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You're being long winded.
Anyway. Long story short, we go in that room and we both felt like we were kind of invading someone's privacy and stuff like that. It was very, very strange feeling. And then they had like a tripwire, which is like a long row of EMF detectors, and those would go off frequently, and you'd feel like cold breeze and stuff like that. So
yes, like some rooms like had like temperature changes that you could feel, like just like since like you were in somebody else's home and you could just tell that their presence was still there even though they were no longer alive. So like you could just sense that there was a spirit there or a presence there, and you could very much tell that they were still there.
Yeah, it felt like the home wasn't unoccupied. I felt like they were still there, and it's very strange. And then we one of the hosts did a ghost box Essie's method session, and we're getting answers. We ask questions like, "What are you doing? What do you like to do?" from different members, and they'd say rest. We ask my people are in the house. They'd say, the correct number. So it was very interesting. So that was our first experience. We've been on a couple since then. So from there, we went to next one was Mansfield. Right? Yeah, Mansfield. Went on public ghost hunt at Mansfield Reformatory.
Which is horrible.
Yeah. Do you want to take that one over? Tell them how much you like that.
Like, so Mansfield's prison. So like, has a lot of history. The place is huge, and you would think like a public ghost hunt that there's tons of space. So if you go on a public ghost hunt, that there's tons of room, and it would just be quiet and a good experience. It was not. I would suggest going with a smaller group if that is something that you were into. I don't really know how many people were there. I mean, it filled up a whole, like the center guard room was that all the tables were filled up in that area, which they use as a banquet area. So probably like 200.
No.
160 maybe 150. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many people were really there. They obviously didn't stay the whole time, but there was a lot of people there, and not everyone is respectful. Not everyone is quiet. Not everyone truly understands, like, not to be rude and disrespectful to spirits. And that is just not who I am as a person. It could just be, me taking care of people who have died. I don't necessarily want to be disrespectful to anybody whether living or dead. So I think it's weird that people were disallowed. So even if you were in an area where people weren't necessarily at, if you were on like a cell block, you could hear people that were 3 or 4 or 5 cell blocks down being loud. So it just wasn't necessarily a good experience. Couldn't use a lot of our equipment because it was loud. So
Yep.
I would suggest going with a smaller group if you're ever to do that. It is a neat place. There's a lot of history there, a lot of information. So that alone is, I guess, is a good experience to go through, all on its own.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing about that was that, it's a public ghost hunt, so, that was our first, our first one was a completely tiny little house, which was, we just talked about that, like, tiny house. And so this is a massive, massive prison, hundreds of thousands of square feet, and you, like I said, people are walking through super loudly, they're talking super loudly, they're laughing, joking, like making, all kinds of noise. And it's not, if you're going to go on a ghost hunt, you kind of expect that people there are kind of like-minded. They're trying to look for evidence, listen, use their senses, and try their best to give evidence or whatever. So it's a little bit frustrating, but yeah, next time we go, we'll definitely be able to find our way around a lot easier. We'll know where a lot of stuff's at. And it's kind of weird because when we first got there, we took the tour, which is about an hour.
Yeah, the tour is definitely worth it. Like, and you can they also have like walking tours that you can go on. Like we went, like we had went like previously and went on like a walking tour, so we were a little bit familiar like with the building and like the setup. Before we went on the public ghost hunt. So, and there was parts of the building that we could not get to because it was shut down for the blood prison.
Yeah.
So there are times of the year if you go on it that it is like parts of the prison are shut down for other things that they use, because they do use the money that they get to preserve the prison, to preserve the grounds, to upkeep, and most of the people that are operating it, they're volunteers. So they're not necessarily in it for profit. So that's one good thing.
Yeah,
so that is one perk of it. But you do need to go in with an open mind that if you do go on a public ghost hunt at Mansfield, that it may not be everything that you expect it to be.
Yeah, that first walkthrough, we were on the way to Cleveland, and we got there at like 4:15. They closed at 5. We just walked through real quick just to take a look through the prison, just to get familiarization, because we knew we were gonna be there in like late October.
Yeah.
So.
And it is cold. So.
It's cold. It's cold. In October, it's cold.
Well, it's like all cement, so it's very cold.
It's a very frigid icebox there. And so it was good to go there to experience it, to know what might be for like, say, if there's another public ghost hunt. Definitely great to go see the building. So definitely worth going. And then after that, we got in contact with a gentleman who owns a middle school.
We actually went to the RTA garage.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Oh, yeah, that was that.
I don't know when that was, but we went on it was a tour of Lima put on by another group that we really enjoy going with.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. They're out of Lima, Ohio. We actually got to go to the RTA garage in Lima, Ohio, and do a ghost hunt there. And then we also got to do, was it like gangs?
Yeah, it was called Gangsters and Ghosts or something. It was a dual purpose tour.
Yeah, it was very nice. So, and then we went to the
Lima, the RTA garage.
Yeah, but then we went to the middle school.
Oh.
With the kids.
So Want to stop the RTA garage for just a second?
Yes, so you can praise about your little I don't know.
So at the RTA garage,
you'll have to share your
I will.
Your picture on the
at some point. So the RTA garage, so this will be our second. That was our second time with this group out of Lima, and we knew of their quality because we spent time with them already, and so the tour was great. We have dogs too. There's being dogs. Anyway, we're back. Sorry for the interruption there. So back to the RTA garage real quick. Long story short is that, I took a picture and I'm scanning through. I see one of our tour guides in the far right of the picture, and I scroll and I look left and I see this dude standing behind another person that was there. Wasn't there when I took the picture. Not that I saw. Took it to one of those group members who's hosting the tour. Said, "Hey, this is strange." They agreed, and it's an apparition. It's weird. So, but that was our second investigation there, and then our third one was at the Middle Point School.
Yes, with our kids.
With our kids.
The first time I took them.
The first time we took them.
Four of them. Four of the six we took. We did not take the
yes.
youngest two.
We have 6 kids. So.
And the oldest 4 are also interested in the paranormal. So.
Yeah. So.
We took them with us to the Middle Point School.
Yeah, and it was a good experience.
It was colder than crap.
There's probably 20 to 30 degrees difference between the interior temperature and the outside temperature, and it was frigid. I felt bad for my wife. She about froze a couple times. We had to go back in the heating room and So
mind you, the week before I froze too.
Yes, absolutely. So, but yeah, so that was interesting. We didn't catch much, if anything, on our stuff we have.
The audio is horrible.
The audio is horrible because the kids they're kids. They fidget, they move, they're just being kids. So trying to get them to, stay still enough where they're not interrupting and not causing noise was a problem. But
they're learning.
They're learning, yeah. So our biggest thing that night was the Estes method, where we did my wife, she was on the had the headphones on, had the spirit box going. We asked a bunch of questions, and one question I had asked was, did you have children who went to school, kind of along there, and she heard a woman's voice say play, and so of course she repeated that out. That was about it.
And the kids used it and asked some questions, but I don't know that they really understood.
Yeah.
The whole concept.
I mean,
but we do plan on going back there at some point.
Yeah.
So, there's some history there. It's kind of a neat building. Other people have said that there's things there, so we do plan on going back.
Yeah,
maybe when it's not so cold.
So coming in spring, when it's warmer, we'll be back there. I got to know the owner. He's a good guy. In my job, I got to know him a little bit better too about his work. So he's a really interesting guy. He's seen some things there. He said he can't explain. He said, I don't have any equipment. Make sure you bring your own stuff. He's like, I've seen stuff that I can't explain. And, so he's kind of a skeptic for sure. And while we were there, we got scheduled, and on top of us got scheduled another guy. He's TikTok famous. His name's Kalani, Ghost Hunter. He's all over the place. He just happened to be there just scheduling. But he said his stuff. We talked to his crew a little bit and had a good time. And then, again, when it warms up, we'll be back there. So, and then our most recent ghost hunt, our most current and last one we've done so far, was at the Randolph County Asylum / Infirmary over in Winchester, Indiana.
And then we also went to Stone Mansion.
Oh, and
or
yeah.
the General Stone Mansion. I don't really know what they're calling it, but we went there too.
Yeah, because I think those ownership groups are the same. I think they both own it or they work together. So I don't know why we're there. I didn't really feel anything strange. It just felt like a building, pretty normal. The tour was great. There was an hour tour by one of the co-owners of the building. Just really told us about it, its history. A lot of the residents gave us like a full tour. It was great. Like that was an hour, really well spent. So if you get to go there, hopefully take advantage of that if they're doing the full tour.
And there's tons of episodes on all the all the things. Just look it up.
Yeah,
there's all the things that have been there.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could just kind of watch that, and you can kind of get the history of it too. We didn't watch it before, so I mean, I guess technically you could not do what we did and watch it before you go, and I guess you could kind of get some of the history and that information from them. But we watched it after.
Yeah, we went after we watched. So, but yeah, she kind of went in blind.
I mean, I had been past there like my whole life, so.
She's seen it tons of times, just have no idea it was haunted or they did tours and stuff. So, so going in, didn't really know a whole lot about it. Got through the night, went home. Again, it was cold. My wife does not do well with cold, so we're learning that about her. So it's gonna be a matter of getting her in the warm weather, so we stay there to that stuff. Or if it's a heated place, that'd be even better in winter. So got home, sat on a couple days. I had some spare time, and so I started listening to our audio recorder. Well, actually, before that even, really, we first got there, we get down, we get downstairs, there's what, basement, 1, 2, 3, like a basement, 2 floors, and an attic. And as we're downstairs, the tour started downstairs, there's just like this little craft workers bench area, I don't know.
But like it's clearly like the maintenance,
Yeah.
probably like, so like as it's used as like, over the years it was used as like asylum, a poor home, all the different things. It was probably the maintenance director's office at some point, if that makes sense. Probably kept, it was probably locked most of the time. Most buildings have a maintenance director's office. It's probably what that was used for.
So first got there, we had some we're set just as we'd set up. There was we went to this room because as we're on the tour, the guy's getting the tour. He's ahead of me. She's to my immediate left. I can see her, and I hear a noise behind me, and I turn, and I see someone, and she doesn't remember this because it's not her, as far as I know. And I see someone there, and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were there." And I turned back, and it's kind of whatever. And then I turned back, and I didn't see anyone. I was like, "Oh, maybe it moved, whatever." They kind of looked like what she was wearing, but she says she didn't hear me say that, whatever. So it was strange. That's why I went there. And we literally get done setting up. 2 minutes later, the REM pod starts going nuts. We had some cat toys with us, the little balls that you can turn them on, and then they get interaction. They light up. Yeah. So and then
we should probably do an episode going over all that stuff.
We'll definitely do an episode going over all that. So
that's a good idea.
Stay tuned. Anyway, we'll go over that later. But long story short, get home a couple days later, go through the audio. We got some EVPs, some funny ones that you'd have to know about my wife. She got addressed directly in one of them. It's funny, but what the thing said related to what she was saying. Like I knew what it said was true, so it was pretty interesting. But yeah,
got called out.
She got called out, yeah.
By a ghost.
By a ghost.
Or a spirit. Or whatever you'd like to call it.
Yep, your choice. It was just 2 of us in this room, and this weird voice comes along. So,
that's cool. Anyways, you can, follow along on our TikToks and you can hear it because we've already posted it. But
it is on our TikToks.
We'll probably share that on here at some point because we plan on going through some of the history of the asylum at some point.
Yeah, so that'll be probably our first episode of actual stuff we're done. Yeah. So you can follow us on social media at Coldwater Paranormal, TikTok. Look us up there, same thing. Twitter is Coldwater Paranormal, but it's CW Paranormal. Facebook, find us there, Coldwater Paranormal. That's who we are. We're Coldwater Paranormal out of Ohio. So, anything else? No, that's it. And that's us. And we're glad you're here. And I know it's kind of a bit long-winded, but hopefully that's more to talk about next time you see us. So, all right. Goodbye.
Bye.